Hi guys, how you doing? Today is the 14th of March 2023. I keep wanting to say 2022 today. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, so today's video we're going to be talking about the pain body and what the pain body is. And the pain body is an absolutely vast subject anyway, so it's impossible, like all topics, to cover it all in one video. But we're going to get through as much of it as we can today because the next group healing is about the pain body and what the pain body is, and releasing the pain body, healing the pain body, and understanding what the pain body is actually trying to tell us. So I've actually made a cup of tea. I didn't make one yesterday, did I? And I felt that. Anyway, look at this cup I've got. This is one of my new cups. Do you like that? It says, "We can change the world, stronger together, whilst drinking tea, one mug at a time," it says inside. So let's get going. Oh, yesterday, thank you for helping me out with the ethereal tarot. I actually struggle with certain fonts, you know. I actually, and gold, the colour gold, reading things, you know, when there's gold on something, unless it's a bold colour on something like gold, like that's a bold colour, I'm fine with that. But certain fonts, it's like some kind of dyslexia actually. Certain fonts, I can't read them. I cannot read them whatsoever. So if ever I'm writing anything, it's always the basic font I use. Never use anything posh or fancy. Can't read my writing. And gold as well does something to my eyes. So yes, ethereal tarot. The first time I ever became aware of the pain body was, and I didn't even know what it was at the time, but it was when I was at my old job, and I remember going through this awful stage for quite some years of this pain that would travel around my body. It's a different experience for different people depending on what your circumstances is. For some people it's constant pain, for some people it's on and off pain, for some people it's pain that comes when you're stressed, anxious, etc. But it's different for everyone. For when I experienced it, it was a pain that travelled, and sometimes it'd be my wrists, and it'd get so bad I'd want to hold my wrists. Sometimes it'd be in my hands and I'd struggle to hold things. Sometimes it'd be in my elbows. Sometimes it wouldn't even be in a joint. It'd be in the actual arm itself or the bone rather than the joint. Ankles, feet, honestly, to such an extent, sometimes my feet would swell up. In fact, I actually thought, I wonder if I'm getting arthritis. And this must have been 7 years ago. 7 to 10 years ago actually, and I've not been diagnosed with arthritis since, and those pains have stopped. And they were really bad. Like sometimes I couldn't even walk. I really struggled to walk, and like when I used to leave work, people used to laugh at me because, not to change there then, because I used to get what was called the free bus outside work that would take you down to the bus station because I couldn't walk. I didn't realise until after I'd left and I started my healing journey of actually what was happening, and that the fact that what it was various things. It was the stress and tension of the workplace. It was the fact that I'd absorbed so much stress and tension in there. It was also the fact of the trauma that I was going through at the time. And it was also my body's way of letting me know there was an issue. If you think about it, what do our feet do when our feet and our ankles? They walk away from things. So my body, my soul is going, you need to walk away from this situation. You need to walk away, as I say, rubbing the elbow. You need to walk away from the situation. So how can the feet tell you you need to walk away? By bringing your attention to them. It's the same with the knees as well. When people have knee issues, pains in the hands because you're holding on too much. You're holding on too much. That's why you're getting pains in your hands. And it wasn't until I started my healing journey and these pains gradually, and this is the thing, gradually started to go. Once I'd left the workplace, started to change my life, started to heal, the pains then gradually went. And it was then when I was learning about like the work of Louise Hay and what shamanism says about pain, that I realised that, oh my God, my body was trying to tell me something. And the only way it can tell you it at times is to give you some pain. You know, say you've got someone that's holding on at the same time that walking away from something. So you get pains in your hands, you get pains in your feet. It's the same with hips as well. Where are you sitting in your life? Where's your sitting position? I'm not talking about what chair you're sat in, but where are you sitting in your life? Pains in the head as well. What tension are we holding in our head? Before I go any further, disclaimer, if you've got any concerns, please also do see a doctor. And actually, sometimes getting diagnosed with something can actually also be part of the healing journey. Don't mock or rubbish actually getting diagnosed with something, because that can actually bring your attention back to what's wrong with you. And that's happened to me before in the past, where I've been on the brink of something and something's flashed up and it's been like, yeah, I need to change that now. And for me, it was regular Reiki, regular shamanic healing that I was doing on myself and with others. It was becoming present in myself and really tuning into my body. And you know what? The body is an amazing thing, but it can be a frustrating thing at times, because there's always going to be something that the body flares up with to show us, to bring our attention back to ourselves. So why does pain, because we'll focus on pain in this video, why does pain, where does it come from? Basically, it's trauma, stress, despair, anxiety, fear, life, past lives, future lives, current lives, alternate lives, storing in the body. When something happens, I'm going to give an example of this. When something happens to us, what we're meant to do is we're meant to be present with the situation. We're meant to look at what it's teaching us, and then we're meant to release it. But what we do, because we're humans and because we've still operated in that reptilian brain, when a trauma comes in, or somebody calls us a name, or something sad happens to us, and it happens in our life, then something sad happens. Something sad happens, Claire. I'm trying my best to drop Yorkshire off. What it does is it stores in the body. It stores in the body because it gets blocked. This is when we talk about what are your blocks. Your blocks are more complex than between you and your job interview, between you and that first date. Your blocks are also in your body. Nearly every healing session we do, we are removing blocks, stagnant energy that is within the physical body and the energetic body. And that's where it stores. We take that trauma in and we store it in there, and that becomes an open wound. And then it welcomes in further trauma. The body can only take so much, so it flares up in pain. And this can be really triggering when you are ill, or when you are in pain and someone says, actually, it's your traumas. And you think, well, no, it's not actually been diagnosed with arthritis or whatever. But it is. And that can be a really bitter pill to swallow. But also what I'm hearing at the same time is, let's have a slurp. It depends on what you want to look at it. One of the things I'd learned about illness in shamanism was, I remember I went at the beginning of my journey, I used to get a lot of colds. It was my body was just flushing stuff out. I'm a sinus person, you probably guessed that. And I flush a lot out via the sinus, and the bowel as well. Some people are vomiters and they vomit their energy up. Some people are sweaters and they sweat it out. For me, it's sinuses, bowel. I thought I'd share that with you. This is shamanism. And I remember having lots of colds at the beginning. I went to my shaman who was training me at the time, and I said, I was cold after. No, what did I say to her? I said something about, I couldn't read that book because of my cold. She went, stop. She said, what did you just say? And I went, oh, my cold. She says, never, ever, ever say my cold again. And I was like, why? She said, because when you say my cold, you are owning your cold. It is not your cold. It is a cold, the cold. She said it's the same with if you've got an illness, when you've got, I don't know, arthritis. My arthritis is hurting me today. My angina is playing up. My pleurisy is playing up today. My anxiety, my depression, my heartbreak, my overwhelm. When you say my to anything, you are actually welcoming it into the body and you're making it part of, you're owning it. So it becomes bigger, and you listen. The next time someone says, when you notice it, right, it'll blow your mind. Notice when someone says, my cold. It's almost become, I've done this, my pains in my, I used to be like, I've got pains in my wrist, my pains in my wrist. You're owning it. So whenever you get a cold, cough, vomiting bug, or anything, the cold, the vomiting bug, is not part of you. Yes, it's coming into your body to highlight something or to flush something out, but it's not owned by you. The minute we start owning it, the minute it becomes part of us and it starts to seed. So it's the arthritis, the anxiety, the depression, the overwhelm, the headache. It's not my headache, okay? And that changes it. Sometimes I'll slip and go, I've got my cold, and it's like, the minute I say it though, at the minute, I actually feel really dirty when I say it now. I really do. The difference in old Claire and present Claire, since learning that, is, I think, is amazing. So how do we, so I move on a bit, don't I? Fly about a bit. What we're actually meant to do when something bad happens. So say somebody, I don't know. Should I just talk about it rather than using the analogy and then use the analogy afterwards? When something bad happens, or when someone says something to you, what we are now meant to do with the knowledge that we've got is to go, okay, this hurts. Of course it does. Why does it hurt? Is there some element of truth in it and that's why it's hurting? Does it make the person that said it right? But is there some element of truth in it and that's why it's hurting? What is he showing me about myself? What is he showing me about my cracks, my vulnerabilities, my exposures? What is he showing me about my traumas? And actually, what impact does this have on me? So say somebody says to you, you know what? Your hair looks horrible today. There's they live amongst us, by the way. They are out there in the ethers. They do live. These people exist. So right, okay, fair enough. Does your hair look horrible? Yeah, it might do. Could have brushed it. Could have done this. Could have used a different conditioner. Yeah, they're probably right. It's not the best style in the world at the minute, but does it matter? Okay, yes, it hurt at a time. But you know what, actually it says more about them also, about where they are, but actually it highlights the fact that maybe I do need to spend more time with my appearance, or maybe actually my hair's messy. Really? Who cares? That's the difference. That's the difference between taking it into you to working your way through it, and the minute that you do that, your body doesn't hold it, and you'll start to move through things quicker and you won't keep that in the body and you'll get less and less pain. So interesting, and it does work, because I used to be one of those that really takes it in, and actually everything that is said to us, everything that happens to us is actually not happening to us. It's not happening to punish us. It's actually happening to help us, to help show us something about ourselves. Maybe we have been that person that has said to somebody in the past, oh yeah, it looks horrible. Oh, yeah, I've got strong, they live amongst us, and we will have been one of those people before. So rather than looking at situations from a place of doom, gloom, victim, change, I talk about alchemy and being the alchemist. It's about changing your reactions. We can't change the external world. You've been lied to about that. You can't change the external world. The external world goes on as it does. What we are meant to change is our own internal world and our reactions to the external world. We can't change Barbara down the street that thinks your hair is rubbish. You can't change Dave round the corner that dumped you via text. You're not going to change that. But what you can change is your reaction to it. Okay? So the next group healing, I will be focusing on clearing, removing all of those pain blocks within the body that are causing you pain now. Now, this could also be emotional pain. It could be physical pain. You could be someone that is really, you got arthritis and you're really suffering with arthritis. You could be someone that now and again gets a twinge and thinks, what's this? You could be someone that maybe, because you're storing all this up, in the future could get a pain burst in the future via arthritis, etc., etc. So the next group healing is about starting that journey of clearing those blocks. So everyone that puts their name down for the group healing, I will be working on you for 2 days, clearing those blocks, bringing that stuff back up so you can look at it, reassess it, and then we release it. The group healings are very, very not intrusive. They're not intrusive. There's no Zoom calls, there's no Zoom meetings, there's no set times. I always get asked that question, Claire, what time does the healing start and finish? Doesn't. I will channel throughout the day at my end. I'm a shamanic practitioner, Reiki master. So it doesn't matter if you live in a different time zone to me. If you're going to be asleep through it, brilliant. If you're going to be awake through it, brilliant. Doesn't matter. The group healings are amazing because I keep the prices low because it's a group healing so more people attend. And it's affordable healing. So there's no excuse. There is never, not with me and how I work, there is no excuse to not be able to have some form of healing. I know that some people may look through the website and think I can't afford a 3-session shamanic healing. I understand, I get that. But maybe that's something we need to talk about as well in this video about what we put out there about abundance. But that's why the group healings are amazing, because they cover different subjects each. I do them every 6 to 8 weeks and they cover different subject areas. And you can use, I've got clients that just use group healings. I've got clients that have regular Reiki and they top it up in between with a group healing. I have clients that have regular shamanic healing and they top it up in between with a group healing. Because actually, and this is something I fell to when I started my healing journey, I remember asking the question, how many healing sessions do I need before I'm right? And I was laughed at. Thousands, millions, billions, trillions. You're never going to get to... This isn't a money thing. This isn't a money thing. And any genuine healer will tell you this. Yes, there's improvement. And yes, you're getting stronger and stronger and stronger. But there is never going to be a space in our lives when there's no upgrading to be done. There's no more enlightenment to be done. There's no more deeper healing to be done. So we are a work in progress. That's when people get into anxiety about, what about my past lives? How am I going to clear my past lives? And how many lives have I got in? Don't worry about it. Because actually, the truth is that there is no race. There's too much of that energy about clear, 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 clear at the minute. Real healing takes time. And real healing is like peeling back the layers of an onion. It takes time. And it takes work from the healer, it takes work from the universe, your guides, my guides, another healer's guides, your own stuff. But one of the best things you can do for yourself, one of the strongest things you can do is heal. Because healing, real healing, takes you from being victim to survivor. And that's the difference. That's the difference between the cold and my cold. The anxiety, my anxiety, the pain, my pain. So even if, because especially with the awakening, the ascension, there's so much going on with bodies at the minute. So our bodies are never going to be perfect. There's always going to be something going on with the bodies, achy, feeling tummy, sinusy, etc., etc. But it's how we go through that. It's how we go through that. Are we the victim or are we the survivor? The body is an amazing gift. Because actually it tells us just what we need to do. It speaks to us on a daily basis. It lets us know it needs to rest by telling us it's tired. It lets us know when we need to push forward by giving us those bursts of energy. It lets us know when we need to release by giving us those tears. It lets us know that there's something not right in our life when we feel that anger. Again, that's another thing we're told, and especially by society, that anger is a bad thing to feel. That people get so uncomfortable with anger, it's untrue. None of us like it really. None of us like a good rage. We don't mind us doing it. We don't mind us having a bad day when we rant and rave and angry and cry. But when somebody else does it, we don't like it. Oh, don't be angry. Oh, why are you reacting like that for? Why are you angry? This triggers me. Let me know in the comments if this triggers you. Positive vibes only. Positive vibes only. Those people need to be watched. And the positive vibes only is, what's it called? Is it toxic positivity? toxic positivity, positive vibes only. No, we're a human being. We're meant to experience a full range of emotions. And actually sometimes being angry can actually bring stuff up that we need to look at. Yeah, if you said to me, actually, Claire, I am angry every day, there's an issue. But if, I don't know, someone's just cheated on you and you're going to get angry, or someone's just called you get angry, sometimes we've got to feel these things. And I think as well, being accountable and being present with your emotions and not trying to push them down, because that's another thing, like heartburn and that kind of thing, that's anger that's been suppressed. So that's being told, you know, be seen and not heard. Shh. We do it all the time without even thinking about it. Shh. You know, and big boys don't cry. Little girls are sweetness and sugar and all that kind of thing. And it all pushes it down and we push it down. Part of the awakening is us learning how to be comfortable with the uncomfortable and how to flow through it and come out of it. So let's pull some cards. I've got 3 decks. I've got the Archangel Metatron deck. Where's the box? I don't know where the box is, but this is the deck. I've got 2 new decks over here. The Good Tarot by Colette and Reid and Oracle of the Roses. Do you know, can you imagine if we'd have actually said, because I was going to use this yesterday, it was weird, because you know when I did the Richard III channeling, I did the red and the white rose, and I used this deck, even though it was a white rose boy. And can you imagine if I'd used that with Thomas Cromwell yesterday? I asked him this morning, I said, should I have used this deck with you yesterday? You know what he showed me? He actually showed me the analogy of picking the box up and actually slinging it. So I reckon if I'd have used that, he'd have slung that deck. We've had that before on here. Remember when, was it Jane Seymour? I used the deck or something and literally, woof, the deck just went, it was like, oops. I don't know what happened there. I can't remember what happened there actually. Anyway, what do the roses want to say to us about trauma? Or what does trauma do, pain, difficulties do, if we don't release it from the body properly, with love and kindness? The warrior. The warrior. The lover. Do you think someone's having a laugh with us right now? I just mentioned Richard III and the Tudors. Do you think someone's having a laugh with us? I think someone's having a laugh here. Red and white rose. That's it though, isn't it? The red and the white rose. Take this away from the Plantagenets and not the Tudors. But the extremes, the root chakra, where all the pain is stored. It starts in the root chakra. How were you brought up as a child? Were you brought up to talk about your pain? Was the space made for you to be angry? Was the space made for you to shed tears? Or were you told to come on, shh, be quiet, be good, be good? Be good. Stop it being naughty. Stop it being naughty. Stop being naughty. But you're crying. Now can you imagine an adult crying and another adult coming and going, stop being naughty? Some parents are like that. It's not about stopping pain. The pain of the world coming in. It's not about stopping difficulties because there's too much of that at the minute. I just want the world to be a better place. I just want this to stop. What I feel and what I feel as though these cards are showing us, that it's about our reactions to it. It's always about our reactions. Always. Always about our reactions. It's about being able to balance the polar opposites. Another deck. Trauma. And the pain body. Trauma and the pain body. Blessings and thanks, abundant universe. This is bringing me into abundance, which is what I was going to mention and forgot to talk about. Abundance. This is an example. So, let me think of something you could buy. There's a new eye palette come out, eyeshadow palette, and it's right up your street, it's your colours. There's 2 options. You can either go, oh, can't get that, can't afford it. Oh. Right, okay. Or, we've all done it. Or, do you know, I really love that colour palette. And yes, you're right, those colours really would suit me. This month, I can't afford it. But I actually am going to save up for that because I know that one day I'm going to get that deck. I'm buying decks again. Because I know that one day I'm going to buy that palette, and because this is an abundant universe, that changes to, oh, can't afford that. You see it all, and people get really defensive over it. We've just changed your outlook. This isn't happening to me. This is happening for me. This is happening to me to show me something. It's happening for me to show me something. We don't live in a lack universe. The only people that make it a lack universe are us. So actually everything that happens to us, every trauma, every heartache, every pain is actually a gift, because it allows you the space to clear your karma, to understand your lessons, to hold space for yourselves, to dive deeper into yourself, to dive deeper into your own universe, and to grow as a different person, to expand as a new person. It gives us growth. And again, I think it's about changing our mindset to difficulties, to thinking, right, this situation's come up in my life. This is something that's trying to teach me. Everyone that we come across in our life, the good, the bad and the ugly, they're trying to teach you something about yourself, because it's something pre-incarnation in a past life that you've maybe needed to see, not got yet, needing to understand, and they're trying to deliver it. We call them the gifts that keep on giving, because they will keep on giving until we get it. And when we get it, you'll find, and this, I've lived through this, right? Do you know what you'll find? It will disappear. It will stop. It stops. It stops. Honestly, it does. And you never ever encounter it again. I remember years ago I had a hairdresser that had gone through actually quite a lot in life. This is in the 90s. And I was a teenager, and was I a teenager? No, I wasn't a teenager, in my early 20s. And so it would have been noughties. And I remember her saying to me, the reason why we come across the same men or the same women that break our heart, cheaters, philanderer, or whatever, is because we're not learning the lessons, we're not reading the warning signs. So she says we keep coming. She wasn't a healer or anything. She was just wise. She'd been around the block a few times, and she'd gathered wisdom from that. And she said that's why we meet the same men all of the time. That's why we see the same. If you meet the same men, the women, etc. That's why you get the same relationships, because you're still going in the same pattern. You're still not reading the warning signs. You're still not respecting yourself enough. You're still not loving yourself enough. And you'll keep coming round in these relationships until we get that, which is absolutely true. And it's the same for problems. We'll still keep coming across lack of money until we heal that within ourselves. We'll still keep coming across divorce and pain and suffering until we heal that within ourselves. And I think as well it's about becoming really connected with ourselves again. As a species, we've become very disconnected, and we've become comfortable with being disconnected. And I think now it's time we're starting to work towards tuning back into the body, because that's where the alchemist lies. It's not, so many people do not realise what's going on in the body because they're so absent from it. Do you know something? I'm getting a download here about anxiety. You know, people that have anxiety or have experienced anxiety in their lives. You know, when you have anxiety, let me know in the comments if you've experienced it like this, where you become really alert in the body to any change. Temperature change, bowel change, heart change, pain change. You know, when you've got long-term anxiety, you become very, very sensitive in the body to right when there's a panic attack coming, you'd be just like, boom, we're fired up. Again, that is actually the anxiety's way of telling you to come back into your body. And that's just clicked in now. It's telling you to come back into your body. Your body's becoming heightened. Your body's becoming heightened and alert. So, this is the Good Tarot by Colette and Reid, a card for the pain body. The world. It's trying to bring change in. The high priestess at the bottom is trying to bring change in. It's trying to take us from one world to another world. Not different realms, well, kind of realms, but not the heavenly realms. 3D, 4D, 5D. It's trying to change us. It's trying to bring change, and it's not, this is it. We've got such negative responses to pain and disease in this world. We see it as, ew, we don't want to see it. I don't want pain in my body, I don't want disease. But actually, why have I got this pain? Why have I got this disease? Why is this coming up? What do I need to clear? And it solves long-term problems coming in down the road. So regular healing, regular checking in with yourself, regular accountability as well. So let's put these cards back in and let's shuffle some for the group healing. How will the group healing bring about change? Do you know this deck is beautiful to shuffle? Just thought I'd share that with you. The Oracle of the Roses. Any decks I ever use or anything, any books I recommend, they're always in the description box. The Democrat. The Democrat. Oh, American friends, help me. What's a Democrat? A Democrat. Oh, what's a Democrat? Democrat. Be serious, Claire. The gambler. It's taking a leap of faith. What does a gambler do? A gambler takes a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith. Bringing balance into your life. Bringing peace into your life. Bringing balance, bringing peace. Taking that leap of faith. Because way too many are wilting at the minute. They're wilting. And they're needing to get strong again. We've come way too far away from ourselves. Inner child. So much of it comes from the inner child. And also this comes with the Rainbow Bridge, which I feel for this reading is actually parents, family, ancestors in spirit and physically still on the earth. Sorry, hair's going in my eye. Still on the earth, actually giving their blessing for this healing, for you to receive this healing. Karma, untying the knots. Passion, getting back your love for life. Bringing back joy into your life. What's your inner child holding that now needs to be released? You think about that little body and all the tension and pain that it can hold. And again, it's not about punishing people for the way they've brought you up, because people only do what they can do at the time with the tools that they've got. And that's another thing with the changing world. We're becoming wiser to the things we're doing, to the things we're saying, to the things, how we're speaking to children. But it's also about bringing you home to yourself. It's about bringing you home to yourself. It's about untying the knots, clearing the knots. The group healing. The group healing. The group healing. Page of Air. Spread your wings and fly. Queen of Earth. Whoops. Whoops. In order to go up, first we must be able to go down. So this is about grounding. It's about spreading your wings. It's about connecting back into the earth. But also about being able to spread your wings and fly. To be able to embrace empowerment. To come back home to yourself. I'm going to pull a Metatron card for that Democrat card because there's something I'm missing with it. I might even look at the box for that because there's something. You get this now and again with a card that there's a message with it that you're not seeing. I don't think it's got to do with American politics, by the way. I was being funny. Oh, no, the deck's upside down. It came out upside. The deck was upside down, so I'm not going to read it upside down. It was a transformation. Yeah, it's what I said. I said that, didn't I? It's transformation. Transformation. This isn't about a political party, because now I will get in comments about the political parties in America now, and Thread will go ballistic. It's about transformation. It's about transformation. I am going to look what the word says in this. What is it? One. No, it's the one. Is a new beginning. It's a leap of faith. It is a leap of faith. That's what I said. It's a leap of faith. Let's look at it now. The Democrats. It's not just about me. What and who is it that I need to make space for in my life? It's not just about me. What and who is it that I need to make space for in my life? Many of us believe we are being fair and just, but is it simply our beliefs and our filters that make us feel somehow righteous? Seek balance. I said that, didn't I? Seek balance and create greater focus on equality in what you are doing by silencing your inner voice and personal views for a moment. Is this really fair? And does it take into account longer term possibilities, not only for others, but also yourself? The Democrat acknowledges outside influences as relevant to them, even if they do not agree with them. They will clear space to listen, to observe, to understand the needs, positions and goals of other people and institutions. Do you know what's causing a lot of pain in this world at the minute? Is the need to be right. Everyone wants to be right. Everyone wants their truth to be the truth. And the truth is that, number one, that's causing disease and illness within the body and pain, that anger that we're giving out. But also that actually there's more than one answer to anything. There's more than one reason. We covered this yesterday with the channeling of Thomas Cromwell, didn't we? And he basically said there were many reasons that night happened. It wasn't just... What, just got my crystal over there. I was going to make a thing about knocking something over that shone brightly then, but I will not. See, that's someone giving an indication. There was more than one thing. There was more than one thing at play that night. Yes, but I know that it was this. Well, it may have been, but there was also something else. It's different situations, and that's the truth. And that's the truth with all of it. There's way too many people out there that think it's all black and white, and it's freaky, and it's causing disease. So this is about bringing balance into your life in order to bring harmony into your life, in order to bring change to your life. Do you like the sound of the next group healing? It's going to be a good one, actually. They're always good. Let's have another slurp of tea. I'll shuffle some more, see if what else wants to come through. That's interesting. 2 cards I've just flipped out. Red, safety, strength and power. And blue Madonna and mothering. So again, mothering, blue Madonna, safety, the root chakra. I am getting the urge to look... Oh God, I've got loads of stuff here as well. Right, my astrology diary about this group healing, what date it falls on. New moon in Taurus. Ooh. Do you know, this is when you follow me, you'll realise this with group healings. I do not, when I do a group healing, I sit down with one thing and one thing only, my diary, not a moon diary or anything, and I will just pinpoint the dates that I'm drawn to. And nearly every time I do it, it's always something going on astrologically. Okay, we've got the spring equinox on the 20th. New beginnings. New beginnings. Spring forward, new beginnings. We've got the new moon in Taurus as well. So, the group healing starts on the 21st, the 21st and the 22nd of March. So it's for 2 days. But this spring equinox is on the 20th of March. So as we go into the real true time of spring, we've also got it is a new moon, isn't it? New moon in Taurus. I'm going to pull some cards for that new moon. No, don't put that there, Claire, it'll fall down. Then more issues. Can I have some cards for the spring equinox and new moon in Taurus in relation to this group healing? And know as well, because we've got some stuff going on astrologically, it will heighten the group healing. So whatever I give out to you guys, the moon, the sun, the spring energies, the new earth energies will heighten it. As above, so below. As above, so below. Another card, please, for the new moon that's coming in relation to the group healing. The work that we will be doing in the earthly plane, the earthly realms, will be balanced and infused with the moon energy, with the sun energy, with the spring energy. Communication, speaking up and being heard, finding your voice. So this moon's going to be about speaking up and being heard. There's going to be things about communication. There's going to be, I'm hearing the right type of communication is needed. We're needing the right type of communication. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of chatter out there. There's a lot of distraction out there. There's a lot of repetitiveness going on out there at the minute. But we're working towards getting much more balanced communication. Also as well, message in a bottle to me is all about a message that's been put in a bottle years ago, back in historical times. And it's about historical wisdom coming up, wise wisdom coming up, the wisdom of the elders coming up. So, yeah. Pull some more from a different deck for the new moon. Oh, it's turned into a new moon reading as well. Do you know I've not read on moons for a while on here? It's them Tudor Windsors. It's their fault. Now, somebody that's maybe new to this channel will now be putting in the comments, Claire, or they'll go right blunt with it. The Windsors are not related to the Tudors. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, I've had that before, energetic. But anyway, I'm blaming the royal family. But I'm drawn to this. Anyway, the new moon that's coming. High Priestess, yeah. This is going to be about really stepping forward into your power. We've got the new world coming in, the new earth, a new cycle. The new cycle. Actually wanting to step forward in your life, actually wanting to embrace something different, to step away from the pain narrative, not just our own physical pain narrative, but the pain of the world. Because in shamanism as well, the reality in the world that you live in is created by yourself. So if you feel as though you live in a dark world, it's because you're creating that. Ooh, it's true. If you feel as though you live in a world of greed and gluttony, that's what you're seeing. That's the lens of which you're looking out of. Because you can have a world, we do have a world full of different people. I'm going to say it. I follow a lot of book vloggers, as you know, because I'm into reading, and I go on their channels, and their channels are amazing. They're lovely. They're full of fun, laughter. They're full of days out, holidays, book reading, etc. Never once in those videos do you ever say, oh, the world. Oh, did you know this? Oh, did you know that? Oh, God. There's none of that. Because at the minute, many within the spiritual community are creating that. They're becoming hyper aware of it. So they're losing what it is all about. The healing, the crystals of beauty, the healing, getting back in touch with the realms, getting back in touch with the elements. And they're going into chaos, but they're birthing that themselves. And then you look out into the world and it's a dark place of people hiding behind corners. And yes, that stuff may exist. But actually, is it happening right now in your internal world? Probably not. Probably not. So this is about also birthing. We keep talking about birthing the new earth. What about birthing your own new earth? What's this external stuff that's going on at the minute? We're birthing their new earth. New earth is actually, is it a physical place? I don't know. I think new earth starts within yourself. And I think way too many people, including myself, are waiting for this big world change to come. And actually it has to come from within. God, this video's gone everywhere, hasn't it? We'll be doing a channeling next. It comes from within. It comes from within. It has to come from within. New earth, first of all, comes from within. Because if you're still in chaos inside, even if out there it was Bambiland and it was all rainbows and beautiful clear rivers and golden suns and fresh fruit on the trees, and as you probably imagine new earth to be, you still not like it. If there's trauma inside of you, you still wouldn't like it. You wouldn't, I know you wouldn't. You still wouldn't like it. So this is about making new earth inside of us. It's about making new earth. New earth starts in here. And I want to say to the heart chakra, there's a thing in shamanism. I wish you stopped going about shamanism, Claire. Shamanic practitioner. There's this thing in shamanism where when you start to work on opening your third eye, the thing is with the opening of the third eye, it's not just about predictions and being psychic. It's much more deeper than that. It's about seeing deep things. It's about seeing what the physical eye can't see. What we're trained to do in shamanism is, rather than just looking through the third eye, which actually can be quite harsh, it can be quite harsh. And that's why so many of us trip up. Open the third eye, open the third eye, open the third eye, can be quite harsh. This is what you need to do to stop that. So when you look through the third eye, you visualise the heart chakra over the third eye. So you look out through the third eye, through your heart, through the heart chakra, and it softens it. And that's how you help to heal yourself. When you just look at the bluntness of it all, it can get a little bit heavy out there. So this is about looking through the heart chakra. Looking through the heart chakra at yourself, your external stuff. I always say about the internal, the external, and the global. The internal is your own personal stuff. Your external is work, family, friends, relationships, neighbourhood, etc. Community. The global stuff is the stuff you see on the news, etc. And it changes the game. It does change the game. We've had a good chat. So, back to the group healing. 21st and 22nd of March, 2 days, distance channeled healing. No Zooms, no calls, no classrooms, no times. I will channel it throughout, okay? You go about your day as normal, thanking your higher self for drawing you to this healing, to this video, and giving yourself the permission to release. The minute that you put your money down on the website, you will start the healing process. And I've had this before with clients where they'll say, Claire, have you started yet? Nope. It's because the minute how I work is we bring it up to the surface first for the healing to start on those days. So things will start to shift, things will start to come up for you to see. But it's £22 to take part in the group healing. You go to my website, which is below, you go to services, you go down to group healing, and that's where you make your payment. I used to in the past send a confirmation email out. I've not got the time for that now. So you paying your money is confirmation that you're on that group healing. The website people automatically send your details over to me and I put your name in my book. And then when I put your name in my book, I speak it out loud and you're on. So there's no email confirmations. The minute you pay your money, you're on the group healing. I will put a daily video on my Instagram, which is Healing for Ascension. All social media links are below. And I will post it on YouTube. And on that video, I will be talking about any insights I've had, any things I've seen in the healing. We'll be pulling cards. It'll be about 10 to 15 minutes. That's all, one video a day, and you can watch that as and when you want. That'll be your communication from me. Anything else? I'm sure I had something else to say about it. What did I have to say about it? That was it. Even though it's a group healing, it is always still personal to you. So your higher self, your guides, will guide you to that healing because they know what you need to release. So even though it's a group healing, you will receive the frequency that is meant for you and the healing that is meant for you. Okay, so don't be sat there thinking group healing, yeah, but I want something a bit more personal. It's not a one-to-one session, but you'll receive what you were meant to receive. It'll be your own personal transition through it. Okay? So 21st, 22nd of March, 2023, £22, and that starts next week. I think it's, well, no, think about it, it does. Starts next week. Get your names down before the 21st, because now and again we get someone that comes in the day after and I say no. Because the deal has already started. Again, this is about being accountable. So I say no. I do. Strict. 21st, 22nd of March, 2020, 21st, 22nd of March, 2023, £22 payable via the website below. If you've enjoyed this, you thought, oh, I'd love to have a reading with you, because I get those questions as well. I do readings. I'm fully booked until June 2023, but I do readings via Zoom. So it doesn't matter if you live international, you can still have a reading. I also do spiritual mentoring, healing mentoring, shamanic healing, Reiki healing. All my work is on my website below. It's all distance stuff. It's all via Zoom and distance channel, etc. At the minute, for booking any of that, you pay your money, and I contact you to arrange dates, which I know is clunky. It did used to work, but there's more and more people coming in now. In April, I'm going to get a booking system in place. I'm just busy at the minute, and I'm going on holiday at the end of March. Again, yeah. I just had a week of self-care, but we're having a week off in March. So when I come back in April, I will start working towards a booking system. It makes it easier for you, it makes it easier for me. So do bear that in mind when making a payment. I do try and get you booked in within 24 to 48 hours, but I am a one-man band. So have a look at the website. If you want to follow me on other social media platforms, Facebook, not my personal page, I don't accept people there anymore. Healing for Ascension Facebook page, Healing for Ascension, Healing for Ascension Instagram page, and there's some more Instagram pages I've got down there as well. And I think that's it. So I'm going to be doing a reading over the weekend, I think on Saturday, the Royal Read for April. It's flying. Royal Read for April. And next week I'm going to be obviously group healing. I'm also going to be doing a channeling with Teddy Kennedy. Is it Ted Kennedy? Teddy, we'll have to decide what we're going to call the video. Edward, Ted, Teddy. Maybe see what he says. Kennedy. Channeling Ted Kennedy next year. I think I've got Ted Kennedy. Channeling Ted. I liked that. Channeling Ted Kennedy. Claire. Sometimes when you're doing a royal reading, you sound like Diana. My voice gets hijacked by Diana. She's the only one that allowed to do it, but she does hijack my voice. She's lovely as Diana. I know she was a bit pissed off last week. I don't blame her. She's a normal, balanced soul that, my God, has come to this world to show us how to feel it all, experience it all, and embrace it all. And yes, she can have her days where she is not in a good space. That's normal. Again, you see, when I die, I'm going to be on my cloud and I'm going to be at peace. No, you're not. That's why so many people become anchored, because they run away with the idea that when they die, it's going to be perfect. And actually, that's when the real work actually starts, when you've got to start looking at your life review with your guides. That's why people become anchored. That's why we have to keep shifting souls on and making sure we can open portals for souls to go through, because they're waiting for this death thing that's going to come and take all the pain away, and they're going to sit on a cloud. It's all going to be nice and peaceful. It is, but if you're going to do the work, and actually even when you pass over, you can still experience pain when looking down on your loved ones. So yes, for those of you that have been saying, Claire, it keeps coming up in comments. Yeah, she does hijack my voice. Because I'm very broad Yorkshire. I do not sound like Diana whatsoever. When it happens, it's like, even I want to go like that. Ooh. Yeah, she's the only one I'd allow to do that, actually. Interesting. I think, no. Shall I announce it now? No, I won't. Yes, I will. No, I won't. No, I'll talk about it afterwards. It's just some future content that I'm going to be doing towards the, and I said towards the creation, towards the coronation. I will talk about it now, can't help myself. I'm going to be doing a Diana video towards the coronation. Now, I know people have just, there's been one or two that don't like what I've just said, but this, again, bring this back to shamanism. The only way you heal is to acknowledge your past, and that's one thing that Charles III is not doing. He's not acknowledging his past. I noticed that when the Queen died. I'd have had so much respect for him if, you know, he put his pictures on about becoming king. The royal family did this, so it wasn't just anybody on Instagram. This was the royal family and Clarence House, etc. They put pictures of him as a child, as a baby, pictures of him as a dad, but as a single dad on his own, because Diana wasn't there, was she? We don't forget about that. Then there was pictures of him as a, you know, whatever, getting married with Camilla. There was no Diana. I remember at the time thinking, you know, you've made a mistake there. I'd have had so much more respect for you if you would have just acknowledged her, because she gave you your two sons and she played a huge part in his life, and she's made a huge part in modernising that monarchy. So what I'm planning to do is, in the run-up to, we're going to do a video called Diana. And it's for those of us that just want to remember her, because she has the right to be remembered. And I think there's also, we might do a little bit of a channeling with her, see what she's going to say about it, see what she's going to say about the present energies with the monarchy, see if she can bring some tools in to help us, not just with the coronation stuff, but to help us in our lives, because Diana works, honestly, she is working in those realms. She works with the heart wound, she works with everyone really, children, women, men. Yeah, so we'll do a video called Diana, because she does need to be acknowledged. We cannot, and this is where so many people make a mistake with their healing, is they want to push out the past, and you can't. You have to acknowledge that ex-husband, that ex-wife, that ex-boyfriend, that ex-partner, that attack, that burglary, that time your child left you, that bereavement. You have to acknowledge it, and you have to acknowledge that it's a part of your life, part of your past, but it's a part of what makes you who you are. And again, that's how you become the alchemist and change things. So, what a video. What are we going to call it? Pain body, new moon, what else? Abundance, Diana. Shall we? Just for the laughing. I will do. I'm going to do that. Anyway, so 21st, 22nd of March, Trauma released the pain body. I'm just looking at my dates down there. £22. You want to take part, the website below. Go on the website in the description and the comment section. Website, Healing for Ascension, services, group healing. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. There's lots of playlists I've got, so work through my playlist if you want. Lovely to have you here, and enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.